subscribe. Levite Apparel. If you're here, like and subscribe. If you're not, catch you on the flip side later on. Like and subscribe. Either way, like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? All right. So today we are talking about screen printing. Screen printing and different ways of doing apparel, but mostly screen printing. So a lot of people have asked, like, yo, what's happening to screen printing now that it's DTF, DTG, sublimation, even embroidery, you know? Nothing's gonna happen to it. Whenever you have a shop, most of the time you gotta have people come in. And when they come in, they're gonna place orders of hundreds, sometimes even 1,000. Now, I don't know what kind of printer you have, but every printer has its limit printing capacity. When it prints too much, it's to give up. When it does too much work, that machine actually tires out. Even the screen printing machine tires out, you know? But the main thing about screen printing is no matter how many prints you do, as long as you know how to take care of your machine, you can physically see any issues that's going on. You can detect any problems earlier. You can diagnose your machine a lot faster because everything is right on the open. You know, if your screen is a little bit bent, you're going to notice it. And by the way, a screen, all it is the same thing as, hey, what's up, man? We got Jose in the house. He says, what's up, bro? What up? Yo, listen, Jose. Listen, man. You've been posting a lot of stuff, and it's been making me angry, man. It's been making me angry. I'm going to tell you why it's making me angry. Because now you're pushing me. You are pushing me to try even harder. And, man, I ain't got the time to be doing all that, yo. What is this guy doing? I'm at a stop sign. This dude decided to do a U-turn right in front of me. Come on, bro. But anyways, back to you, Jose. I'm going to tell you right now. I've had enough of you posting all those beautiful embroidery works. Stuff that's like bunkers as far as like idea-wise. Like, man, where the hell do you get these ideas? Man, this guy's posting things on his IG. That is freaking phenomenal. Things that make somebody who's an embroiderer cry. Because they're saying to themselves, how the hell did he figure this out? Man, I'm telling you, man, God's with you, man. God's with you. You know what I'm saying? Yo, because, dude, your designs, they're freaking amazing, man. At one point, man, I seen your design. I was like, damn, how can I top this? How can I top this? Like, you literally got to think outside the box with this guy, man. When he's posting his stuff on his IG, you're like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. Did he just do twirl and embroider and screen printing? What's going on? And it looks phenomenal, man. Just listen, bro. You know, I've had enough of your great works. It's making it hard for me. We're back. All right, cool. So let's see. My guy says, LOL, me too. Have tons. Oh man, he's got more in the works. Oh my gosh. All right. Jose also said, I have seen. Oh, I think you mean, have you seen that laser? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen your laser works, man. It's too amazing. Now, you know what? Let me post this on there. Where is it? Pen? Where's the pen? Hide, put, okay, message. There it is. Yeah, man. Woo. Bro, your stuff is amazing, bro. But all right, cool. We're talking about screen printing. Let's go. All right, so a lot of people think that screen printing is gone because of these DTF machines. I want to tell you something. Just like before DTF, right, direct to film printing, right, they had something called DTG, direct to garment printing. You know what happened? DTG rose and then dive. As DTG was rising, screen printing was still on top. As DTG was diving, screen printing was still on top. You cannot beat screen printing, no matter how much you want, no matter how much you're seeking to. The only thing that screen printing need is just an innovation. A lot of people do not want to get into screen printing because of the mess. Listen, no matter how great of a screen printer you are, every time you screen print, you will always find yourself with ink on you. Sometimes you don't even think there's ink on you. Hold on one second. And I see you, by the way, Easy. All right. My guy, hold on one second. Easy Airbrush says, I want, what? Oh, I went to the impression show. All right, cool. And that's all I saw. Yeah, if you're, are you talking about DTG or DTF? All right. All right, guys, I'm hitting the highway, so I cannot read any more text. I'll read the rest at the end. But keep chatting, keep chatting. You know, it's good for the, okay, you mean DTF. Yeah. Yo, oh my God. No. I forgot her name. But the YouTuber, she's really good. I think Angelina or something like that, her name is. Yo, she was passing by this machine for DTG, right? I mean DTF. No, DTG. Bro, although we're talking about screen printing is always going to kick the game. Wow, things are going on. Oh, what's going on? Distinct performance in the house. Yeah. What's up? So while screen printing is still on top, DTG, I don't know, man. They're making a comeback. So, on her channel, she's featuring this this magnificent of a beast machine. It's a DTG printer, right, with a conveyor belt. And you know how you have the DTG platens, where you just load up the shirt, you put it on the DTG. Now imagine that on a conveyor belt, my guy. So it was like the beginning. I think it must have been the back, 10 in the front. The back is the beginning where you load all the shirts. No, they didn't. You know, like the meme says, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I was like, whoa. So imagine you have a conveyor belt. At the end of the conveyor belt, instead of it's heating, it's a DTG printer that's there printing on the shirt. And instead of it coming out, it's going out the other end. So it's like going around in a circle. Yo, whoever designed that thing is freaking phenomenal, man. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I had to mention it because No matter how you set it up, screen printing will always be on top. But you gotta give it to the competition, man. Yo, man, yo, they said, all right, screen printing has a conveyor belt thing going on. We got you. Conveyor belt DTG. Ooh, with another conveyor belt setup to warm up the shirt. Bro, that is freaking phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So then DTF came out of the woodwork and says, all right, you think you got me, DTG? I mean, yeah, you think you got me, DTG? Screen printing, sublimation. I'm gonna show you something better. But the embroidery is coming out too, man. Listen, man, everybody is coming out with fists flying, my guy. This year, 2024 calendar year, is gonna be phenomenal because the stuff that's coming out is just miraculous. So then I was watching, I think this was a while ago, I was watching I think AW Productions and also Rye Beats. No, I think it was Rye Beats and both of them together. So back then they had a 8 station, right? Heat press machine. Carousel. On top of that, you can grab a robot arm to put your DTF image on top of the shirt. So you got a guy loading the shirt. He keeps loading it until it gets the last shirt he loaded gets to him. But the last shirt he loaded, right? Get this, has the robot arm. No, 2 shirts before him, there's a robot arm putting the DTF prints on top of the shirt. So let's say you're like, you know what? I'm a little busy right now. Turn on the robot arm, load up the DTF images. The robot arm picks up the DTF images, puts it on the shirt, and there you go, conveyor belt DTF printing. That thing's phenomenal, man. That's like, holy moly. You got the machine printing it. If it's flawless, no mistake, no issues, man, yo, you got a whole system set up right there. Now, that right there, bro, I'm pretty sure that's gonna, but even though with all that going on, DTF will still destroy every single one of them. And oh, my bad. Screen printing. I meant to say screen printing. Screen printing will still destroy all of them. Why? Listen, you can have 1,000 DTF prints with a robot arm picking it up, loading it, but you still need the person to load up the shirts, just like you would with screen printing. The only difference is, holy moly, I'm lost for words because I don't know how to big up screen printing right now. Because yo, these methods are kind of pushing it out of the water. On again, what's going on, man? What's going on? And we're gonna talk about embroidery since you're on again. All right. Listen, screen printing. Oh man, whew. Well, listen, I'm thinking of I'm trying to back up screen printing right now, but what I saw, based on what people was posting on that impression show, is phenomenal, right? But all these methods, right? That 8 what do you call it? Heat press station platen, where you have the 8 stations. It goes around, and the heat presses it. The robot arm picks it up. That whole configuration is 20+ thousands of dollars, right? With screen printing, you got $1,000, you good to go. Hell, you got let's say $500, you good to go. You know what I'm saying? And you still have the capability of throwing somebody with that much money that's willing to spend that much You're able to make that much money. You know what I'm saying? Let's say if both you and that person that has 20K plus available to them, right? With the same amount of customers, right? Now, they have to front that money first, meaning now they're in the negative 20K, right? Let's say that all that setup costs 20K. We're talking about DTF right now, right? To get the machine, no, so like 30K, okay, 30K. To get the machine, right? Let's say 10K, right? You got the Omni DTF, like my guy we were talking about last night, right? With the whole setup. Your prints are coming out phenomenal. You got no issues, right? And then on top of that, you got that 8-station heat press, automatic press going on. You got the robot arm, right? Now, for all that setup, and don't forget you got the employee. For all that setup, you're probably looking at more than 100K worth of money spent. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can discuss between you guys, or whoever's on the. But when it comes to screen printing will knock all of them out of the water. Why? Because you can do, like for example, me, right? The reason why I got a 4-station, 4-head screen printing machine is because I had somebody that wanted 40 shirts. It was one color, and I said to myself, there's no way I'm gonna weed vinyl for one color. There's no way I'm gonna try to print DTF for one color. The only method, screen printing. Now, at the time I had a 1-station, 4-head, right? 4-screen. That didn't do anything for me because I only needed 1 head, right? Actually 2, one with the white and then another one with the image. But it was a black, so I didn't even bother with the white. I just did one head. Now, had I had what I got set up right now, a 4-station 4-head screen printing machine, I would have been all set. So again, I still knocked that order out of the water. You know what I'm saying? Front, back, done. Right? So if you got 40, you doing front and back, that's 80 automatically. That's 80 prints. Man, I knocked that thing out of the water, bro. Screen printing. Right? Now, can I do a DTF? Yeah, I can do a DTF. But guess what? Eventually, when you're using one color, you're going to run into issues. Oh, man, I think I'm going to sneeze. If I sneeze, excuse me, guys. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah. So, and guess how much that screen printing machine cost me? $150. Guess how much ink cost me? Right? I bought ink for $20. How much of the ink did I use? I didn't even use half of the ink. Now, if I had bought a DTF setup to do one color, it's doable. Can it print one color? Yeah, especially if you just got the ink in there and you just got the printer. It would print with no problems, no hiccup. Here you go. Here's the black. Here's the white on the back. Cool, done. You heat press that baby. Yeah, but let's backtrack. For you to even get a printer, you're looking at more than $300. A really good printer, especially a 13-inch printer, you're looking at more than $300, right? Now, for you to get the ink, you're looking at least, let's say, $50. Now you're at $350, right? That's if you're doing a converted DTF printer, right? Now, if you buy one right off the bat, everything all set, you're looking at 13-inch A3 screen printing DTF printer. you're looking at least, we're talking, you're looking at least the bare minimum for a A3 DTF printer. I'll be generous and say 3,000, right? That's the inks, everything together, right? 3,000. Bro, I just blew that out of the water with my less than $300 worth of screen printing equipment. So when it comes to cost effectiveness, screen printing will destroy every single thing out of the water, except for sublimation. That's its own thing. We're not even going to mention sublimation or embroidery, but just for the sake of time and for the sake of this battle, we're going to talk about it later on. All right. So now, oh, you cheap. Ha. Wow. Oh, okay. I got you. But I'm making sense. It's called cost effectiveness. Like, listen, you can get at least, okay, let's say if you go expensive because you want top of the line and you grab yourself, I don't know, one of those name brand, the Ryonet screen printing presses, or the Vast, we'll just throw Vastec in there just because, you know. And then also you have the other expensive ones, right? So with all that said, let's say you buy the expensive one, right? It costs you $3,000, just like the DTF printer, right? You got everything, inks, everything's included, conveyor belt, everything. 3,000, right? Somebody's selling out their prints, right? You can still knock DTF out of the water because that printer needs to be maintenance and all that. Now, with screen printing, you can just keep on printing. Hell, I've left, like, when I have too many orders, listen, with water-based ink, I've left the water-based ink on the screen. Come back the next day, pull out my squeegee, my water sprayer, right? And mix it up, water spray again. My black is still killing it. So you can leave that and come back if you want. The DTF machine, nah, bro, you got maintenance that. You can't just leave the print. You got maintenance that before you go. When you come back, you got maintenance that before you go. Now, granted, you spraying the water is kind of like maintenance, right? But you just spray water. You're not doing nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, screen printing will still destroy the game. Yo, don't tell me none of y'all are, don't tell me y'all hating on screen printing, because when it comes to screen printing will destroy the game. Listen, you can have whatever you want. If you know how to properly set up the screen printing setup, you're good to go. If you have a good software for screen printing, you're good to go. But let's say you don't have a good software for screen printing, right? Just go on your vinyl cutter, create your design, throw it on the screen printing machine, right? And you're good to go too. Let's say you're using the Silhouette vinyl cutter software. You can print that way if you don't have a good software, right? You print all in black, and then you say you're like me, and you're like, you know what? I don't want to worry about darkroom. I don't want to worry about anything else. Screen printing is still leading, because screen printing is very versatile. There's so many things you can do with screen printing that is crazy. Glitter, puff. You can't do puff with DTF. You can't do puff with DTF. You cannot. Glitter, okay, but you can't do puff with DTF. No, you cannot. Screen printing is still leading the game. All right, so y'all can love your DTF printers. I got a DTF printer, y'all know this. But when it comes to large volumes, I don't even bother looking at my DTF printer unless it's like they doing a rainbow. then I'm gonna charge extra for that. And that may take a couple of days. Why? Because the DTF printer needs to be maintenance. The more work you do on it, the more maintenance you gotta provide to it. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to DTG, wait. I know somebody's gonna be in here saying, yo, don't mess with DTG. Look, for those of you that say to yourself, I don't like paint on me. I don't like screen printing and having ink on me. Oh my gosh. Listen, DTG is okay if you're a sissy. If you are a sissy, you know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I don't have a DTG printer, and I may get one when I have my shop, like a full established shop. People can come in. But guess what? DTG is high maintenance too. You gotta spray your stuff. Granted, DTG, you can buy clothing that's already sprayed. I'll give you that. You put on your heat plant to, do your thing, remove the moisture, and then you start printing. You're good to go. But DTG, even though the method of DTG solved the issue of getting ink on you anywhere on your persons, the problem with DTG is this. Unless you get one of those DIY DTG printers, and we're gonna knock them out because it's unfair to some people, especially in this argument. I'm talking about legitimate, like, dang it, I gotta add it. All right, cool. You get a DTG printer, whether it's DIY or one of those expensive ones, right? You know what? Let me start on the top echelon of DTG, and then we're gonna move on and compare. Is DTG a winner or is screen printing a winner? Screen printing will be a winner. All right. Listen, Jose, don't you dare say a thing. All right. I know you screen print. Screen printing is a winner. All right, because I know you do all those methods, and the stuff you come out with when you screen print is freaking phenomenal, bro. Freaking phenomenal. All right. Okay, cool. You want to mention Ricoma? All right, cool. Nah, actually, oh man, Ricoma. Damn, when it comes to Ricoma's DTG, yo, they killing it, man. It's kind of unfair, but we're gonna mention it. All right. So the Ricoma DTG, right? We'll mention that because it's at a price range that's, if you have like good credit, or enough credit, or at least income coming in, you can get those, because Ricoma has a company called I think they call Click Lease. That's how I got my embroidery machine. Good or bad credit, you good to go, right, with them, right? So let's say, now being able to afford their printers or their machines is definitely possible. Like, I was able to afford their machine, and my credit ain't too good. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll mention the Ricoma since you mentioned it. All right, the Ricoma machine, right? The DTG machine. We're gonna mention that now. We're gonna mention that. All right. The Ricoma DTG machine, I believe, is up the thousands. It's not 2,000. It's not 3,000. And I know it's definitely after taxes and everything, it's not 10,000, right? So when you compare that to screen printing, my goodness. Listen, I wish they sold screen printing equipment too, man, because their Click Lease ability for you to get machines is just crazy, because they don't really look at your credit really it's more like what you got, and if you're able to pay the payments or whatever. That's all they really look at, right? So if you want to get a Recoma, anybody can afford it. As long as you look at your payments and you're willing to go into debt to get it, you can get it. And if you know how to make that machine spin, then you can get yourself into a positive, easy, and as quick as possible, right? In my opinion, right? So, okay, cool. You have the Recoma embroidery DTG machine. That, by the way, can do both DTF and direct to garment. So that's a good, that my guy Distinct Performance, that was a good one. That was a good one. You got me on that. But screen printing will still destroy the game. Why? Because you want a screen printing machine. Hell, you can even build a screen printing machine. You can even build the screen. When it comes to screen printing, the only thing you need to have as far as perfection with screen printing is understanding how to push the ink. Once you know how to push the ink, listen, you can start with, let's see, lumber costs to get a good 8-foot 2x4. You're looking at, it used to be $2, but let's say, okay, let's use $4. $4 per lumber, right? All right, $4 per lumber. Hold on one second. That's not us. All right, cool. Yeah, so you're looking at $4 per lumber. By the way, I created my own screen printing machine, right? All you need basically is a hinge. The hinges cost like $3 per. You can go to Home Depot for $6. You can get 2 set for a 1-station screen printing system setup. So for an easy, I'd say $50, you can create your own screen printing machine, right? Now that's lower tier. But even if you're doing just one color, and especially if you have a brand and you only have one color, and you, let's say you're selling like hotcakes, right? Customer is not in this competition. You have customers. Realize for $50, let's even use $100. For $100 worth of you making your own screen printing screen, you can easily kill the game. Let's say you got 1,000 customers, right? 1,000 customers, I don't know, like what, $10 each? But that's like what, I'm hard with math, but I think it's around what, 10K or something like that, right? So, yeah, you can make the money to purchase a screen printing machine, a brand new one, right? Because if you have 3K at least minimum, you can get a brand new screen printing machine. And the whole setup, right? And get going. Now, when it comes to DTG, especially, that cost is super high. That maintenance is super high. With the DTG, like 10,000, they'll laugh at you, especially if you want a professional DTG printer. They'll laugh at you like, what? Get the heck out of here. You better do some kind of fundraising or something. Get up in there like in the 20s, you know? Screen printing will kill the game. While that guy is saving money, his screen printing machine, I mean, his DTG machine / DTF, whatever, guess what? We've already killed the game, right? Because remember, not having a customer is not a competition, right? Wait, oh, come on, bro, man. We talking about like, yo, come on, man. Come on. You supposed to be on my side, man. You one of my monitors, bro. Come on, man. I'm talking about Facebook Marketplace, so shoot, Amazon, like, you know what I'm saying? To like the Vastec or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, have my back at least, yo. Listen, man, I'm talking about like just a regular screen printing machine with like a multi-head, and like you don't have the whole fucking the whole like adjustment and all that stuff, because and then like the heads with the micro registers and like the side clamp, those a little bit more super advanced. You know what I'm saying? That's like that guy that's making 100 plus yearly, and he's like just killing the game, man. And even with that, okay, let's put that in comparison, right? And you're getting customers, man. Listen, side clamps, all that. Let's say 10K, right? You still killing the game. You still killing the game. Now that debt you went into, you've already paid it. Meanwhile, the DTG machine, let's say that you're still getting customers. I got a screen printer about his machine at the same time has already killed the game. He's making 100 plus, and he's taking home majority of that. You know what I'm saying? So screen printing, you cannot beat screen printing, man. And here's another thing. You don't have to get a regular screen printing machine. You can get the screen and get a screen setup where you have like on your wall a line of screens, of platens, where you can just load up shirts. You can load up 10 shirts if you want on 10 platens, right? If you have the space, and all you do is you lift up your screens and you go to the next one. You keep going. Heck, you can have somebody behind you and have a belt going on where whatever amount of colors you want to put in there, you can kill it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. So yeah, when it comes to screen printing, man, you can start at the low and still succeed, right? When it comes to DTF, DTG, it really doesn't hold water to screen printing, because if you start off with screen printing, man, you're gonna kill the game. You're gonna kill the game. All right. Also, now, I gotta say this. There's one thing that can destroy screen printing, but I'm still gonna mention it, because we're screen printing over here. We gotta go up against the best. All right. If you have a screen printing machine, remember, you can start at the low, even $50 to get you a screen printing machine set up. You don't have to go to the super high stuff. You can get like even a speedball. You can get the speedball screen printing setup. But get the one that has the mesh where you can remove it. Now you can put any type of mesh you want. So that's what we got as far as setup, right? Now, complex, not complex, you can do anything you want, because if you have the remeshable screens, you're good to go. And I got them. And I put in 230 meshes. I put in 110 meshes, and depending on the work that I'm doing and how detailed I want it, I've used them, right? So screen printing, you can start at the low. Hell, you don't even need to have a screen printing platen where you would put the shirt. You can just load the shirt on the just have the shirt on a solid surface, and you can screen print on it. I don't recommend it because it doesn't really come out all that great when you lift up the mesh. But still, you have that capability to start from 100 or less. From 100 or more. You don't have that opportunity with the other methods, right? So we're gonna go to another method. Now, y'all gonna laugh, but it's okay. Screen printing can still get a knockout. You know what I'm saying? All right. Sublimation. Yo, listen. Before y'all start putting the laughing faces on there, sublimation still can't contend with screen printing. For you to even do sublimation, you need to, number one, you need to buy the sublimation pack. Now you can go 8 by 11, or you can do 11 by 17, or even they have 13 by 19. Woo-wee. Man, that was close. Let me slow down a little bit, because this guy, man. So somebody in front of me is trying to turn, while the guy that's to the side of me is going fast. He's not giving the guy that's to the side enough warning to turn into his lane. Good thing the guy has really good brakes. He braked while the guy that was in front of me tried to get in front. When he realized he was too close, he went back in front of me, and the guy that was to the side of me sped up, got out of the lane, and allowed the guy that was in front of me to get in. Man, that's some crazy stuff, bro. Like, you know you're too close to the guy. Like, why even try it? You know? But anyways, we're back to screen printing versus sublimation. Listen, number one, when it comes to screen printing and sublimation, right? Screen printing will always beat the game, because guess what? Your sublimation printer has its limitations. And the time that you would spend, right? When it comes to sublimation, the only way screen printing can beat sublimation is when it comes to time. Because money, I mean, when you're starting off with sublimation versus screen printing will beat the game, because like I said, you can grab a speedball easy for less than $50 and get started on screen printing. Sublimation, if you can find a printer that's maybe $30, right? Which is kind of impossible. Printers usually start 50 or more, right? And then you have to buy the what do you call it? You have to buy the shirt, you have to buy the sublimation pack, then you have to buy the ink, then you have to buy another ink cartridge to convert. For sublimation alone, you're looking at more than $200. You know what I'm saying? So screen printing still beats sublimation when it comes to money, right off the bat. Now, that's one punch right there. Now, when it comes to sublimation needs to have a poly-coated or poly surface or a polyester shirt, minimum 50-50 or higher, in order to coat that shirt or to dye that shirt with sublimation. Screen printing doesn't give a dang about what kind of shirt you are. There's an ink for every shirt, but ultimately there's plastisol for all shirt. You know what I'm saying? So right off the bat, screen printing, another punch. Now, when it comes to design and color, sublimation, oh my goodness. Now you have to upgrade. Or do you? Listen, you can have multiple screens ready, right? So now you may have to go up in cost. But the time you're spending to actually sublimation got got screen printing on that. That's another punch. Bang, right? So now we're two for one. Now, when it comes to sublimating larger images, right? Because when it comes to multicolor, you need multi-screens, which means you have to buy more screens, which means you have to spend more, right? So when it comes to multicolor, sublimation right off the bat, nice knockout right there. But we getting up. Screen print getting up. We getting up. We about to go head to head. All right. Now, when it size, screen printing knocks it out of the water. Why? Because listen, with sublimation, you want to print large, you gotta buy a larger printer. Now you're spending more money. Screen printing, don't worry about that. You make sure your screen is large in the beginning when you buy it, and you don't have to worry about that, right? But with sublimation, you have to buy, you have to print. Either you do a tiling method, which is gonna take you time, right? The time it takes you to cut the edges of each one of those prints, to piece them together to create a larger print, by then I mean, I would have already printed at least 4 or 5 shirts. You know what I'm saying? 4 or 5 shirts, even if it's multicolored, because guess what? After you after you've cut those images, those tiling images, you have to do what is called I mean, you have to set it up on your shirt to see if it's good. You gotta make sure the seams, everything is nice. And then especially if you have a small setup, like, you gotta press it multiple times. If you have a large setup, because you have a large heat press, because you're doing large sublimation printing, you're spending in the thousands now. Meanwhile, screen printing don't even have to worry about the thousands, right? You get yourself a nice heat press on Amazon and you're good to go, right? You don't have to press multiple times. You press once or you send it through the conveyor belt and you're good to go, right? There's another knockout right there, TKO, right? So, and then if you want a really nice setup with screen printing, you get yourself as large as plan as you can, and you can do larger prints, super large prints, right? And if you want to get into the sublimation process too, for screen printing, sublimation is the CMYK process. I think what, simulated process, whatever you call it. Where you use the CMYK and you print on white. But here's the thing, you can have a large screen and do a super large image and still get that soft hand feel, just like you would with a sublimation, because you're technically coating the image onto the shirt. So whatever sublimation can do, screen printing can do. Right? So that's a double punch, both of them. Now, you know, we're not going to mention the other materials that sublimation can do, because right now we're just talking about shirts. We're just talking about shirts, right? We're just talking about shirt, guys. All right, we're just talking about shirts. Because if we start talking about other stuff, like screen printing is going to lose. So, you know, we're just talking about shirts. That's the topic, shirts. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you're talking about, also you need the ICC profile for sublimation, because not all the time your printer, I appreciate you, my guy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You need the ICC profile for sublimation, because even though you may see it a color on the screen, when you print it, it looks totally different. Totally different. You know what I'm saying? So right there, that's another punch, right? All right, scoreboard. Screen printing wins. Like, screen printing wins. You know what I mean? And I have a sublimation printer. But it just so happened that when you're sublimating, even though it's an easy process, you are limited to the size of what you're printing based on what you can afford. Screen printing, you can start right off the bat with the low and grow up gradually, make that money, right? So it's no competition. You know what I'm saying? There's no competition. Screen printing still beats the game, right? And then here's the other thing with sublimation. Unless you're going super large, super big, unless you're doing that hack, that screen printing, that sublimation hack where you bleach the area, which is going to take even more time, right? When I could just load a shirt, screen print it, and I'm done, right? You got to bleach the area to remove all the color so you can have a white surface just so you can sublimate. Come on, man. Come on. Now, let's say you have one of those two tones, right? You got to spend even more money when I can just get a nice, we don't want to say the price because, customers might be listening. Whatever. You get a $2 shirt easy, right? Or even a $5 shirt easy. But when it comes to those two-tone sublimation shirts, I think the smallest price you can get is $7. After that, it goes higher, depending on what you get and what material it is. Them shirts are expensive, man. Those two-tones are expensive, right? And then if you want to do all over prints on Sublimation, you gotta buy those. If you don't know the hack like I do, you gotta buy those large Sublimation printers, man. Like for example, the F-150, right? And you're looking at least minimum, I'd say 2,500, right? 2,500. With screen print, with that much money, man, you can get yourself. Because remember, you don't have to get a brand new screen printing machine. You can get used. But even the used equipment for sublimation is still expensive because they know what you can make with that printer, you know. So all right, we got that out of the way. When it comes to all right, oh yeah, I forgot scoreboards. Screen printing wins again. You know what I'm saying? Now, my guy's gonna be upset. My guy's gonna be upset. When it comes to embroidery, there is no competition. Listen, I can knock down 20 shirts, let's say in 30 minutes, that it would take embroidery to print one, right? Hold on, let me add this in there because I want my guy. Yep, I'm at a stop. So, all right, cool. So I want Jose to see this, man, because he's the embroidery king right now. Because he's been throwing a lot of embroidery in there. All right. This dude's been doing some phenomenal works, yo. Phenomenal works. All right. Mixed materials, twill, all that stuff. Killing the game, man. Man. Shoot, you make me embarrassed, man, to even consider myself as a embroidery machine holder. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed the fact that I got the abilities and I'm not pushing it like you are, man. You know, kudos to you. But yeah, so now when it comes to screen printing and embroidery, that's not even a competition, man. Get that thousands of dollars in machine multi-needle out of the way, man. Unless you're on again and you're smart with your savings and you get a 5x7 embroidery machine and you decide to just print the silhouette of the image and then do another setup of the silhouette of the image where now you have a 14 by 5 or 5 by or a 7 by 10, or you can set it up to be as big as you want, where you can do the white stitching silhouette of the image and you just take sublimation and you sublimate it on there. But even that is a lot of work. When it comes to embroidering, it takes too much work. It takes too much work. It takes too much work. Why? Because listen, man, with screen printing, all you have to worry about, oh man, I got an ache on a shirt. You can, if you're using water-based, you can grab a spray and you just spray it out, wipe it out, and you're done. Let's say you have plastisol. They have this special chemical you can just spray it, and it's gone. You heat press it, the chemical evaporates, you're done. Right? Now, with embroidery, you have bird nesting to worry about. A lot of issues to worry about, man. A lot of issues. By the time you image, the screen, you've embroidered one image, the embroidery machine, with the embroidery machine, you could have screen printed at least, I'm going to be generous, at least 5 shirts, front and back. Ooh, y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. Screen printing is still king. This is why I don't know why it's even said what will happen to screen printing. Nothing. It's still gonna be there. Nothing can defeat screen printing. Nothing can defeat screen printing because all your methods needs to put you in what is called debt. Screen printing, you can start at the low, at zero debt, right? And grow exponentially, because if you have one screen, by the way, a screen is literally a printhead. The only difference between a robotic printhead, right, and a screen, a manual printhead, is the energy used is the energy that you are outputting. And let's take a gander for a minute. Although robotics is very efficient, a robot cannot work to the efficiency that a normal human who is healthy, takes care of himself, and is efficient can work. Because at the end of the day, the robot may do 1,000, but with proper rest, the human can destroy it. Not the robot, but I'm saying destroy the game. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, that robot will be maintenancing. They can't just run. Like, let's say the human who's like super athletic, right? Rested enough, decided that he wanted to do an all-nighter. He can. Can the robot do an all-nighter? Yeah, the robot can. But eventually it's gonna get, its gears are gonna start messing up. So this is why machinery is not super effective when it comes to the printing method, because you have breakdowns. Now, when it comes to human intervention and human power, that's something that will never go away. So screen printing will always be king. DTG, DTF, screen printing. I mean, DTG, DTF, sublimation, embroidery. They have nothing.
Parking ticket. Please enter following the body.
Like and subscribe. This is Levi Apparel. Dang, I need to park somewhere so I can read these comments. Okay, because I got some time. Hopefully I don't go too much in. Yeah, when it comes to efficiency, screen printing. And now I'm talking about a person that's a really good screen printer versus these machines. I'm not talking about like a beginner. I'm talking about like somebody that's seasoned, knows the game, and has a screen printing machine, whether it's a small or a brand new. Damn, that's really tight. Damn, the dude, it parked in